Dan, RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Unfortunately, I was not able to record this last night, and I had every intention of doing so. So I'm trying to pop one out real quick in the morning here, so I apologize. Had someone ask me a great question about when you want somebody back, even though you're angry with them, even though you've got that frustration, right? That, oh, I'm still angry with you. So there's a few concepts that I wanted to kind of cover on this particular video. I think it's germane, certainly, and very helpful. At least in my life, it has been. Hopefully, it will be for yours as well. But one of the problems when we, quote, have split energy is we're sending out dual signals, not just to the universe, but also to the person that we care about. Now, I don't know about any of you out there. I'm assuming there's a bunch of you, right? People that have been in relationships, maybe been married, maybe been in a situation where you maybe you go to bed with your specific person, or you go to bed with your lover, your friend, your whatever. I don't know if you've ever gone to bed angry, where you do the whole you put your back to their back thing, and you can feel that anger. You can feel it, right? You can feel the fact that you're angry at each other. You can feel that uncomfort. You can feel the fact that you want to talk to them, but you don't because you're so angry with them. You ever had that friend, maybe in school, maybe just at work, and you've somehow gotten mad at each other, you've angered them, and they're sitting in front of you, and when they walked in, they gave you that look, that look, that's not really a good look, but they gave you that look, and then they sit down, and they turn their back to you, and you're like, oh man, they are pissed. And you can feel it. You can feel it, especially the look, when someone gives you that look, whatever that look happens to be. And there's kind of two ways that it plays out. And this is something that I've done in the past, and not that I'm proud of it, but it's also not the worst thing that you could do. But one of the really key things that happens to me if someone really pushes me past the point, because I'm a very giving person, and I'll give, and then I give again, and then if you take advantage of me like a third time, you're out, you're done. You don't get another chance. Life's too short. I don't care. I just don't care. That's just how I work. Life is way too short. So what I do at that third time is I literally cut the energy. Cut it. Done. The energy goes elsewhere. You no longer experience it, not you, but the person. They no longer experience it at all, and they feel it. They feel it instantly going from something to, wow, he doesn't care about me at all. And I don't mean it in a bad way. It's not like I wish harm on them, but I just don't. I literally turn my energy elsewhere. Life is too short, right? So trying to put energy on someone that's mean to you or hates you or whatever, it's like, I'm not going to waste my time. So there's the concept of removing energy, which is something people feel. And there's the concept of giving energy, which is not good. And people feel that as well. Again, like I said, when you go to bed with someone that's angry, or when someone angry is sitting in front of you, or you know you've upset one of your parents, and they're in the other room, and you can just feel them seething, and you're just waiting for when your father gets home line to come out of their mouth, right? Like, you can feel it when someone's angry with you. You can feel that. Now, one of the questions I want all of us to ask is, certainly everyone's been angry before. I would be surprised if anybody out there has never been angry. So when we do get angry, and I've talked about this with thought transmissions before, when we do get angry, we're sending out a feeling that's not very attractive. It's not a good vibe. It's not a happy vibe. It's not a vibe that's benefiting you or your relationship. And that thought transmission, the way it generally plays out is you'll think of them. So again, you're maybe frustrated. You want them back, but you're frustrated. But you want them back, but you're frustrated. So you'll think of them, and those feelings of frustration will pop up. And the way that plays out for them is you'll pop into their head, and then all of a sudden, they feel this grumpiness, they feel frustration, they feel your anger, they feel all the things you're upset with them pop into their head. Well, she's mad that I was never around, even though I was working my butt off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing is I know she's mad because I wasn't home often enough. But then in your mind, maybe as a guy or as a person that was maybe the predominant breadwinner, in your mind, you're like, I was trying to make money for us. I was trying to give us a good life. I was trying to, you're never around. I'm trying so hard to give you the best life. Yes, but you're not around. Okay, let's do that. And then I'll work a little less. And then maybe we just won't go out as much. Well, no, but I still want to go out a lot because it's really important for us to have our date nights. And So you get to this place where you can't win. So the feelings that sometimes come when we send those transmissions, when we're grumpy with them, is kind of a reminder of how they've failed, maybe. It's a reminder of what they've done wrong to hurt you. It's a reminder of maybe what you've done wrong to hurt them. A lot of times when we have these negative feelings towards people, and again, I've said it before, one, there's projection, right? So a lot of times we're projecting out on them, things we're upset about in our own lives. Things aren't going right in our careers, so we snap at the one we're closest to. That certainly happens often enough. But it creates this imbalance. It creates this lack of love, this feeling of inadequacy, this feeling of I'm not good enough. It's a feeling that a lot of us that have any level of insecurity still inside of us, and most of us do, it brings that out. It keeps like heating up that component of ourselves, that part of us that doesn't feel like we're good enough already, that part of us that doesn't think anybody likes us, that part of us that thinks we're not smart enough, we're not good enough, we're not fast enough. And it really enhances that. So again, these are all things that are really detrimental to relationships. If you're in a relationship currently, and then you suddenly stop talking because you're frustrated, damage is being done. Lack of communication is the first place where things start to fall apart. Then there's assumptions, and there's a lot of other things that start to happen. But the second you detach and cut off that communication and stop talking about things and stop working through these frustrations is the second that a lot of secondary and tertiary things start to happen. A lot of things start to separate. So the question that was brought up to me, when you want to get someone back that you're frustrated with, these two things cannot exist simultaneously. I mean, they are, but they are not going to bring your results because you're into two areas. It's kind of like one foot on the dock and one foot in the boat. You can't really do it, and at some point the boat's going to start to move and you're going to have to commit to the boat or the dock, or you're going to end up in the water. It's the same thing in a relationship. Do you want to be back with them regardless of what's happened, regardless of your past? Do you want to get them back? Yes or no? Of course, if the answer is yes, then the next thing we need to ask is, are you capable of forgiving them for whatever it is that you're mad at them for? And if the answer is no, at that point, if I was coaching someone, I would say, I don't think this is going to work out. Well, wait, but you said I can have anything I want. Well, you can, but you don't want this. You say you want it, but you don't. If you actually wanted it, love is amazing. Love gives us wings. Love is forgiveness. So if we can't let that go, if we can't let go of this anger, then really love is the question. And you could say, well, no, I absolutely love him. Well, do you? Or do you just love the idea of what you had together? Or love the idea of being together? Or love the idea of having your entire family together? Versus loving them. That's a huge difference. And a lot of the times we are in love with an idea. We're in love with an ideal. We're in love with the possibility of being in this world with this person and having all of that stuff that comes with that. We love that. But do we really love the person? Or are they the giver of the things that we've grown accustomed to? Love is a powerful emotion, and love is something that allows us to forgive. Love is something that allows us not to forget, but to move on, to move through, and to grow. Love allows us to look at someone that's hurt our feelings and give them a second chance, third chance, fifth chance, 10th chance. Love is capable of miracles, of miraculous things, of changing the world. As the Beatles said, all you need is love, right? Or John Lennon. Depends who. I don't know who wrote that. I think it was John Lennon. So it's important to remember forgiveness. One of the key ingredients. If you're upset with someone and you still want to have a relationship with them, forgiveness is key. Even if they've done you wrong or you've done them wrong, doesn't matter. If you've done them wrong and you feel like they need to forgive you, then forgive yourself. If they've done you wrong and you want to make things work out, forgive them and forgive yourself. Do both. I've talked about it frequently. Astral letters, I'll put a link below in the show notes there, right below. It's a video I've done. It's a great technique. Talked about it a bunch. It's what I learned from my teacher. I've had amazing success with it. You do the astral letters, you write them out, read them out loud, and then you burn them. And it is a symbolic gesture for sure. It's a powerful gesture. A lot of times you'll get goosebumps when doing it. You'll get in touch with an aspect within yourself that's pretty cool. You'll start creating that relationship with that inner you. And most importantly, you'll start to dissolve away some of these frustrations that you're currently living with. And when you can dissolve those away and really start to look at your partner or your partner-to-be through different eyes, then now the energy you are sending them is an energy of love, compassion, feeling good. And I've talked about thought transmissions numerous times. And it's not something that you do intentionally. It's not something that you do accidentally. It's something that happens every time you think of anybody. You are creating a thought bridge to them, and you are instantly transmitting energy to them. If any of you are interested in the thought transmissions, look it up on my channel. I've done all sorts of videos on thought transmissions. One of my favorite topics. I love the topic. Thought transmissions are amazing. When you think of somebody, you instantly send energy to them. If what you're feeling at the time of thinking of them is grumpy and angry, that is what you send them, grumpy and angry. If what you're thinking or feeling when you think of them is of love and of positive experiences and looking forward to doing things together and looking forward to a specific event together, that sends them a positive transmission. That sends them good feelings. It sends them love. It sends them wonderful energy. It means you're popping up in their head, and that's accompanied with a good feeling, whatever it is. Maybe it's I want to spend time with her. Maybe it's I miss her. Maybe it's I can't wait to see her again. Maybe it's like, man, I haven't talked to her in a long time. I need to. However it plays out in their mind, it's in a positive direction as far as you're concerned with your relationship. If you're sending them negative vibes, they're picking you up and they're like, God, I know, but I was trying to do right for us. Or I know, but we weren't even together at the time. Or I know, I wasn't very nice to you that night. I'm sorry, I was having a really rough day. Again, I'm not trying to justify bad behavior. All of us do justify our own behavior though, right? Every time we're horrible to someone, it's not our fault. No, I was having a bad day. I was grumpy. Very rarely do people go, no, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I'm being a jerkhole right now. I'm being very grumpy. And it's not cool to you, and I apologize. And it's very, very few people that are capable of doing that. Most of us blame everyone else. When you point a finger out, there's three pointing back at you. It's really good to remember the anger started from inside of you. Everything starts inside of us. And then it gets expressed out onto the outer world, or us pushed out, or whatever you want to call it. And then all of a sudden, people are acting a certain way to us. Well, you acted that way. Well, you created that yesterday with your thoughts or your deeds or your actions. I've talked about the ripple effect. What we're sending out is what comes back to us. If you're trying to get somebody back, somebody you love, but you're grumpy with them, you're sending out that grumpy vibe. That grumpy vibe's coming back. They're going to continue to do behaviors that enhance that grumpy feeling because you keep focusing on it. You keep focusing on that thing you don't like about them. You keep focusing on the thing that you want to change about them rather than focusing on being together, being happy, doing things together, spending time together, waking up with your arms wrapped around them or your legs intertwined. You know how we sometimes wrap our legs in knots, right? You're doing that imaginal exercise. You're focusing on that rather than focusing on the things that are not working out well for you. If you focus on the positives, if you look at trying to bring back someone into your life because of all the loving reasons, not because you love the concept of being with them, but that you love them because they're the father of your kids, because they're a great husband, because they're a great man or woman, because they're a great person, because whatever your thing is, because they help insects across the road. They're such a good heart. I just love them. Right? If it's a legit thing, then you could make this work. If you just love the idea of being with them and you don't want to lose that lifestyle, you want to lose the car you had or the house you had or the neighborhood you lived in or whatever, well, now it's more about what they were giving you, and it puts your happiness back outside of yourself, and you're not really creating that life for yourself. And now you're asking someone, I don't really care about you per se, but I want you to keep giving me stuff because I enjoy that. And I don't know, being a guy, sometimes just giving stuff to people that just want stuff gets tiring very quickly. I like to give. I like it. Feels good. But to give it to people that appreciate it and really are going to enjoy the gift I gave them rather than insisting that I give them more or saying I didn't give in quite the right way or, oh, I don't shop at this store. Why here? Like, really? Like, let's look at what really matters. So what is it that's causing the frustration? Let's heal that. Astral letters, great way to go. If there's a forgiveness concept that you want to do, if maybe talking about it with them, maybe just telling them, look, I'm sorry that I got mad at you for what happened. I am choosing to forgive you, and I know I've been difficult with you because of this, and I just wanted to let you know I'm sorry that I was so angry with you. See, you see how that comes out? I'm sorry that I was so angry with you. I'm not asking them to change. I'm acknowledging the fact that it was me that was feeling anger. Maybe they were doing something, but it was me reacting to it. It was me reading into it. It was me deciding what that all meant. Who's to say I can't decide it means something different? Just tell myself it means something different. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Love does that. You notice when a relationship starts to slide that the benefit of the doubt no longer happens. That's one of the key things I look for as a coach. When they no longer get the benefit of the doubt, we are in a tougher place for sure. When you find yourself giving them the benefit of the doubt, oh, there's all sorts of hope. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. Let's look at what we're trying to create. Let's look at why we're trying to create it. And if there's still grumpy and frustration and those kinds of feelings, then let's look at healing those. Let's look at letting them go. Let's look at forgiving. Astral letters, link below. Let's look at doing something to help iron out some of those pain points. And as you do, and as your feelings towards this individual improve, your chances of being with them dramatically improve. It's a shift that's actually exponential almost in power. Like when you're feeling grumpy, no, not a chance. But when you start loving more and more and more, then they reciprocate that feeling back, and it causes you to even feel more of that. Again, it starts to resonate with you energetically. They'll connect and thought transmit to you good, happy thoughts, and you'll receive that and be like, I love them, and you'll reciprocate those same thoughts again because it just empowers you to do that. And as you do that, that's when the tears will start happening, that's when that connection of love will happen, and that is when lives get changed, when that power of love is truly allowed to seep in and control or offer a path of success. When we can let that happen, our whole worlds start to turn around. Hopefully, this makes a giant difference for you. Split energy is not going to get you where you're wanting to go. You need to commit one way or the other. Either you're going to be grumpy with them forever, or you're going to forgive them and get back together. There's no straddling boat and dock. Doesn't work. It's not going to work. And if you're doing it right now, you're only going to be able to do it for a short period of time before you got to commit to one or the other, or you are ending up in the water. Dan RadioStyle. Hope you guys all enjoy. If you want to help my channel, biggest way you can do that is, of course, subscribe. If you haven't done that, click the subscribe button, put the little bell icons, little lines next to them, and that'll notify you whenever I put out a video. Also, if you could comment, like, and share all of my videos, that's also a great way to help. And if you have ideas for show topics, which is how this one ended up in the old yellow notepad that I frequently talk about, put questions in the comments below, too. I read them. I try to comment back, but there's just a lot of comments and a lot of stuff, so I just try my best. But put them in there. I definitely read almost everything that's ever in the comment section and enjoy it, too. A lot of great conversations going on down there. So put that in there, and that'll help future shows, give some great topics, and hopefully help other people as well. Sometimes your question is a question other people are asking as well. Hopefully all of you have a great day. Sorry I wasn't able to get this out earlier in the day, but at least I got something out. Appreciate that. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Talk soon. Bye.